I'm Greg.
And I'm Billy.
Together with the Fuji Guys.
Fuji Guys.
Hey, listen, this video is going to be on the S1800. We're going to go through the top features for you. This is a great long zoom camera, and I guess that's where I'll start, Billy. This camera has got a fantastic 18 times wide angle optical zoom lens. Now that's equivalent on a 35mm camera from a 28mm wide angle all the way to a whopping 504mm lens. So a fantastic zoom lens. And to have it with this size of a camera is really the amazing thing. The camera with this size, with the grip, is an easy to hold style for that long zoom camera, so it really fits in nicely. But even if holding a camera as steady as you do, it's important to have image stabilization, right, Billy?
Right, and you know, with the S1800, it does have dual image stabilization built onto the sensor itself, which helps to eliminate any camera shake that you may have when you shoot at slower shutter speeds. Of course, with moving objects as well, with the dual image stabilization, it uses higher ISO to allow for faster shutter speeds. So on top of faster shutter speeds and having the stabilization in place, you can get that nice steady shot.
Beautiful.
Now, talking about, you know, the camera with the long zoom, now one of the new features on the S1800 is the HD video that it can take up to a 720p video. And again, a great little feature to have on top of, you know, you can zoom during the video as well, which I always find exceptional to have. Now, just to note, you know, when you do zoom, normally when I do videos and stuff like that, I zoom into place and record the video, and that's how I usually use the zoom, as opposed to during the recording. But of course, you can use it anytime you want.
Yes. Okay, awesome. All of our new cameras, including this one, no exception, have our intelligent scene recognition technology, and basically that means that this camera is programmed to recognize several very common scenes that people would shoot pictures of, whether it's scenery or portraits or even backlit portraits, macro type close-up shots, and the camera automatically adjusts, even including in the macro, or even including in the backlit portrait. We'll use a flash to fill in intuitively. I think that's just an incredible thing. I can't count how many bad pictures I've seen in my life where people didn't know to use the flash in a backlit situation. So having that intelligent scene recognition really takes a lot of the guesswork out for our customers out there.
Now, some of the features coming back from the 1500 is things like tracking autofocus, which in that mode will automatically track focus as it moves in between the screen. And whether it's, you know, a subject or even an object moving, it allows the camera to be faster in focusing so that you can take that shot at that moment in time. On top of that, things like panoramic mode is back into this camera, where you can take 3 different shots and the camera will stitch it in the camera itself, so there's no software required, and once that's done, you see the image on the back of the LCD.
You see it on the screen, and I'm always amazed at how well that works. Let's just show everyone a quick picture of a picture shot in the panoramic mode, and again, while we're looking at this, we're seeing 3 pictures that were actually stitched together to create the one picture. Fantastic feature.
Looks very good.
Excellent, thank you. So obviously we're on to our 3rd generation of face detection and auto red eye removal. This camera has that feature, so by detecting faces, it corrects for focus and exposure, but also can detect red eyes and remove them right in the camera, so that's a great feature as well.
Now, on top of that face detection technology, there's a new thing called smile detection and blink detection. And what happens, and I know it sounds kind of funny, but it actually works very well when you take a picture and it notices that when you take that snapshot, your subject just blinked or it's not smiling, it will come up with a warning saying that's the case. So right away, you're not going to have to go back and download onto the computer and find out later that, oh man, that they blinked in that shot. It's going to tell you that when that's happening. So again, it's always giving you the best possible pictures possible by having all these features like warning in terms of smile detection and blink detection.
Yeah, I think we've gone through some of the new technology type features, but you know, just a rundown and reminder for everyone, this is a 12 megapixel camera, can take great pictures, make great enlargements. I love the new 3-inch LCD screen. That's just incredible as far as you know, being able to not only view your pictures when you're taking them, but to show off your pictures again to your friends there. And you know, the high ISO capabilities, A new feature on this camera, of course, is the auto rotation. Can you just tell me a little bit about that feature?
Sure, Greg. A lot of times you take pictures, you know, of subjects. It's always going to be portrait mode. And in the past with Fuji cameras, when you shot like this, the pictures end up sort of like that on the screen. So when you played back the image, you'd have to rotate the camera and see it properly. But now with this auto rotation, you can take shots like this, and when you play back the images, you'll see it in the correct portrait
in the
orientation.
vertical mode.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's neat, and that saves people rotating them later in the software
That's
as well,
right,
which
Greg.
is another advantage. So that's a great little rundown on the top features of the S1800. Just to remind everyone out there that the camera does have a 2-year warranty. They use the Canadian warranty, that is, of course, and they use the SD cards, or the SDHC high capacity cards. And one other interesting feature we just didn't mention on this one, and I'll just leave it as a parting note, is that it does use the AA batteries. I know you mentioned that in the previous video, but a lot of people do like AA batteries because it's something that you can pick up extra batteries wherever you go. So there you are at the rundown on the
Perfect.
S1800 top features. Until the next video, I'm Greg.
And I'm Billy.
And we're the Fuji Guys.
Fuji Guys.